Hello everybody. Today we're going to be going over another programming example. Now this programming example is fairly simple. It is actually about the substring function. Now the substring function is a fairly simple function. What the function actually does is it takes something from a string. It takes like a little interval from a string. Like let's say it takes from digits 0 to 5 and everything in between those two digits, it will turn it into its own string. Let me sort of explain to you what I mean. Let's see, I'm going to make a string. String sentence is equal to it is cloudy and warm. Now it is cloudy and warm. Let me just write in a period and semicolon. Now right here we can, for example, write in cout sentence dot substring. Also make sure to include the header file string if you ever need to. Typically in most IDEs you will have to, but in code blocks sometimes I really don't. Just include it anyways, just to be safe. Now 0, 5. Oh, let me just and now if I print this out, you will see what I actually get. It is, meaning I come from here, which is 0, and here, which is 5. Now if I can try it out for other ones, like cout, actually you can copy and paste this. I want to go from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 through 12. Now if I do that, I now have cloudy and W. Now currently I'm getting a sort of weird glitch in the system, because if I run it, and if I instead write in 6, 7, I actually get cloudy, which is really weird, honestly. Now if I change that to 8, I get cloudy 8. And if I type in 10, I get cloudy and. Now if I make that a 3, just experimenting with what is going on, it is cloudy. So yeah, sometimes weird glitches can happen. I really don't know what it is, guys. But just look on the bright side. We do know how to use the substring function. Now this function can be useful in user data, where sometimes you really just want to look at key parts of whatever they typed in. Now those key parts can be really important to the program, and the substring function is actually very important in AI. The reason for that is because the AI needs to piece everything apart and put it all back together in order to get the best understanding of what you're trying to say. Now C++ isn't a very good AI language. Many other languages are very good for AI, but C++ not really. But keep in mind that this can also be used in other languages as well. For example, Python, JavaScript maybe. The list goes on and on. But for now, you only need to know about it in C++. Now, in this case, sometimes the reason that I may be getting problems when I do, let's say, okay, so I come from here and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I type in 6 right here. Now, something that may confuse a good amount of people is that the syntax for the sentence substring. Let me just show you all. The syntax for substring isn't actually anything like this. Now, what it actually does is that you take, let's say, you take a string like that and you have a substring. Now, right here is going to be how many characters you want to go. So like the index. But this number isn't actually an index 1 or an index 2. It's not going to be like the end of the index. It's actually going to be how long you want your string to be. Length of substring. Now right here, it actually is a bit confused because what it actually does is it starts from here, but then it goes forward 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But what I actually want it to do is I want it to go only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only wanted it to go forward 6. And there we go, we get the desired output. Now, I don't know about other IDEs because certain vendors can have their own certain functions for each predefined function. But for the most part, in most IDEs I know of, this is actually what it does. Now, the reason that I actually made that mistake on purpose in the beginning is because that's a very, very, very common mistake I've seen people do all the time. And it's even worse when it could just mess up your entire very long and very complicated program just because of a tiny error that could have been fixed if you had watched a video like mine. Now, this substring function is also very, very simple. You can do a lot of stuff with it. You actually don't have to only do it like that. You can actually store a substring inside of a variable, which is pretty nice. But I'm going to give you one last example. Now, let's say you want to take a quote from somebody. For example, we have string I have, let's say, review. I loved the juicy hamburgers. Now let's say somebody was making an advertisement and the reviewer that just visited a day ago said, I love the juicy hamburgers. Now, really, all they want is juicy hamburgers because they feel that the I loved sounds a bit, weird. But they only want to take the juicy hamburgers out. So they can store the juicy hamburgers in a quote, much like this. Quote is equal to review dot substring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So then they go to 12, comma, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. So then you write in that. And now we can see out new line character, or we could actually just write in right here to endos. And then we see out, let's see, what will we see out? Let's see, some sort of slogan. Come and dine endo. See out, or actually we could tab a couple of times. Come and dine. Statewide reviewer said quote said, you can just say something like that. Or it would probably be a better idea if you, or you could just completely just delete all of this. State reviewers, or state famous reviewers says we have quote and there we go. Now I'm just going to enter a couple of times right there. And then I'm going to, now we see, we could now go and let, see what we printed out. Actually, I think this little come and dine thing is a bit overkill. Let's see if that looks a bit better. Let's run this program. Come and dine. State famous reviewer says that we have juicy hamburgers. Now, even though this seems pretty weird, I've seen a good amount of billboards with something looking a bit like this. Now,
in a gourmet store, that's $7.
I hope you guys now know how to use the substring function. As long as you get it just takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get into it, it feels really good to be able to do that with your strings. Now I hope you all had a great time. We'll have a great time playing around with it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!